friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 4 of the cigar box guitar build project. Okay, so one thing I have done off camera is I've roughed out the neck blank for the next one that I'm building. You can see it's still very thick at the moment. I've just, just cut out the basic shape for now. The headstock shape is more or less there. I printed this off of my laptop and just stuck it on there to get the profile. It's not finished yet. I've got to do some fine detail on it. And I've also, I'm not sure if I've already shown this, but I've cut down the fretboard. So different to how I did the previous one, which I tapered, this one I've kept the same width all the way down. And I've already pre-measured the bridge and saddles up against this, and it's the right width, and I've got the binding here to put back on as well. I'm not sure how well you're going to see this, but these slots, I mean the fretboard itself is really thick. Let's just have a quick measure, see how thick the fretboard is. It's about 7 millimeters thick, which is really thick. But the fret slots have been cut really deep in this. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but yeah, you can. So the fret slots have been cut really deep in this over thick fretboard. Now, if I were to fit the frets into this now, because of the depth of those fret slots, it's going to, when I put the frets in, it's going to make it bow backwards like that, which I don't want. So the thing is, you can do these jobs in different orders, depending on what you're building and how you're building it, many different things, your own preferences. Like I said, this neck blank is very rough at the moment. The surface that the fretboard is going to go on is still not level. I've got to sand that level, and I've got to cut the width of the headstock, some more shaping, and obviously the whole thing is still square. It's all got to be shaped. But what I've decided I'm going to do is shape the headstock nice and tidy as it is before I cut it to width. I know that sounds a bit odd, but basically I've still got this template on there, so I can use that to make sure I get the right shape and not go too shallow with it, or too narrow I should say. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the shaping of this headstock first, then I'm going to cut the width of it so that's right. The thickness of the headstock is approximately 13 millimeters, and obviously it also has to step back from where the fretboard will be. I'll have to measure that up later. So I'm going to shape this, then cut the width down, and then level all the rest of it. And I've still got to cut a piece off the end. It's too long. Then I'm going to level everything. Then I'm going to once this is all level, I'm then going to attach the fretboard to it, then put in the frets, and then put on the binding. Okay, so I'm going to attach the fretboard to the neck, then put the frets in the fretboard, and then put the binding on afterwards so that I can use that to cover the end of the frets to make it much smoother. So that's my plan of action. And as for the fret job itself, that will be much later. And also, before I shape the neck, I need to attach a heel block, which will, this is a blank, so I'll just attach that on there, before I do any of the shaping, so that I've got it square and I can get it clamped up properly. So I might actually do that before fitting the fretboard. Maybe not. I don't think it matters really, because I can, clamp on the fretboard. I'd just rather not. So I might, fit that heel block before fitting the fretboard. Okay, so enough waffling. So what I'm going to do is start to shape this headstock using my belt sander. So let me just turn you around. Unfortunately, as I've said before, I can't pause this particular camera whilst filming, which is a bit of a nuisance, but there you go. Such is life. So let me just put that up. That's about right there. Oh, and slip down a bit. How does that look? Not too bad. Let's see if I can angle it down just a touch more. It keeps slipping back. It's not the best adjuster on this. Let's try that. Yeah, it's about the same as it was. Let's just see what that's like when I zoom in. Yeah, that's not bad. I'll be doing some of it on there and some of it on that as well. Okay, zoom back out. Okay, so I'm going to start on the belt sander, which I've stood up upright. It's just going to give me a bit more flexibility and actually getting to it. So I'm going to also put my light on so that I can see what I'm doing. That's always a good start. Put that in. Okay. Plug this in. Wires everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to start shaping it now. You're not going to hear me talking or anything, so let me just zoom in a bit. How's that? Should be alright, let's just check that. Okay, so I'm going to start shaping now. Here we go. It's a little bit unstable. I might change the angle of that. Let's have a look. I'll stick with it. It's fine. that's a little bit unstable, so I'm going to lay it back down to do this. It's a bit unstable. Stupid light, come on. Okay, you couldn't see what I was doing there, could you? Silly me. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of it on my drill press. Let me just put that somewhere where you can see what I'm doing. Oh dear. Bear with me, I'll get this sorted. Yeah, the light's not great either. Okay, so I'm going to do... the shape hasn't come out badly, to be honest. Just needs a little bit of refining. As I said, which I'll do on here. Okay, that's not too bad. So I haven't, perfected it yet. There is a little bit of a ridge just there I'm going to have to do by hand because I just can't get in there with either of those power tools. It's a little bit lumpy around here as well. So I'm going to refine that by hand when I get to it. I just wanted the basic shape, and I think we're pretty much there. There's no point, trying to refine it at this stage because I've still got to, cut down the thickness and everything. So let me think what will be the next stage. Just turn you back round. Okay. So I think probably the next stage is to cut down the thickness. So again, let me just angle you down a bit so you can see what I'm doing. And how are we doing for time? Oh dear, really? Okay. So this bit's fairly critical. The thickness of the headstock has to be around about 13 millimeters, but we also have to have where the fretboard's going to come up, and then this will step down. Now it's important to get that bit right as well, and that's going to depend on where the fretboard lies, because you don't, you can see because of the thickness of this fretboard, I don't want to step it down too much here because it would be too much. So let's just see what the thickness of this neck is at the moment. 28 mil, so I've got to take quite a lot off. So if, let me think, 13 mil, it's quite difficult to figure out where I'm going with this at the moment. Yeah, got to think about this. I've got to make sure I get it right. So yeah, okay. It's quite tricky to work out where I need to be. Okay. So what did I say the thickness of that fretboard was? 7 mil. And the neck is currently 27, 28 mil. Where do I need to be? Where do I need to be? I mean, the width of this neck is way over as well, so I've got a lot of cutting away still to do. Okay, I need to figure that out. I did take some measurements, but I'm going to have to make sure it's precise. I want to make sure I do the step down in the correct place as far as up and down, but also how deep to go with it. So what's the time now? It's 3:30 now. I don't think I'm going to do any more of this today. I haven't really done very much on it today. Been doing many other jobs as well. But I'm at a stage where I'm quite happy at the moment. So as I said, the next stage is to get the headstock thickness correct, and then smooth and level everything. Attach the heel block, and then the fretboard, then the frets, then the binding, and then it will be shaping, but that's a little way off yet. So this is the stage I'm at the moment. Sorry there's not much content in this video, but to be honest, I left it a little bit late in the day to get started on this. I mean, to do this stage where where I'm doing the neck, I need a whole day, and starting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon doesn't really work. So that's it for part 4. In part 5 we will be moving further along with this. I may or may not cut the headstock to thickness off camera. It's not all that exciting, not much to see, but I don't know, I might film it, because it is, once I've marked it up, that's what I'll do. I'll mark everything up, and then I will film it and show where my markings are, and why, and how I worked it out. Then we'll do that cut, and then we'll start to get everything levelled. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video and are looking forward to part 5 as much as I am. And we will see you in the next one. Peace out.